Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. This is Lifestyle Critic, where we break down movies and TV shows into their core elements. And in this video we are going to be reviewing the recently released To Olivia, which is the heartbreaking, unknown real-life story of Roald Dahl and Patricia Neal, which is based on Patricia Neal's biography called An Unquiet Place. Now this film contains a lot of grief and tragedy, but also has a lot of hope, acceptance and success, and really does pull on your heartstrings throughout, whilst also having some amazing Easter eggs based on the Roald Dahl character and the Patricia Neal actress as well, which is absolutely brilliant, and I'm going to be breaking down all of that for you today in this video review. So from a storyline point of view, this is a real-life biopic movie that explores how Roald Dahl and Patricia Neal dealt with a really tragic and emotional family event, which, don't worry, I won't spoil for you in this video. You also get to see the real-life struggles that the Roald Dahl author went through to become the writer that we all know and love. And like I said before, there are plenty of Easter eggs from the Roald Dahl collection of books in this film as well, which is really, really great. Likewise, you also get to see the challenges that the Patricia Neal actress went through to become the award-winning star that she was as well. So from a storyline point of view, very family-centric in To Olivia. So from a cast and characters point of view, in To Olivia, it's a very small cast of characters in this film, but you're really with all of them on the emotional roller coaster that they go on in this movie, which is absolutely great. So let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Hugh Bonneville, who brilliantly plays the Roald Dahl character, and you really get to see the struggles that the Roald Dahl writer had to go through, on top of all of the really heavy family event stuff as well. And you really get to see Roald Dahl really questioning his self-confidence, questioning his self-worth, and seeing whether what he's putting together is actually good enough to be published. It's actually really nice to see the relationship as well with Patricia Neal from this point of view, as she really does help him in terms of seeing that actually what he's putting together is actually really, really great. Speaking of which, we then have Keeley Hawes, who equally brilliantly plays the Patricia Neal character, who's really trying to hold her family unit together after all of the family tragedy that they have to go through, whilst also trying to do something for herself in terms of trying to pursue acting, which is really, really great. We also have Sam Heughan in this film as well, who plays actor-director Paul Newman, who is somebody that Patricia Neal has to audition with. So from a cast and characters point of view, like I said, a very small cast of characters in this film, but you're really with all of them throughout the movie. So from a visuals point of view, the setting of this film really does capture the time in which it's set really, really well. It is a little bit stripped back because it is very character-based, and as such, it's very emotional, really does pull on the heartstrings. And the final pieces of dialogue at the end of the movie, just before it closes into the credits, is very, very powerful. So from a cinematography point of view, this film is absolutely brilliant. So in terms of comparisons, there are other biopics out there such as Tolkien and A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, etc. I would say To Olivia is very different. I mean, firstly because of the fact that it's based on Roald Dahl and Patricia Neal. And the style of this movie is really, really different. It's very emotional. And it's also exploring storylines that you may not have known about for both Roald Dahl and Patricia Neal. So from that point of view, whilst there are other biopics out there, I'd definitely say To Olivia is something new in this genre. So overall, I really enjoyed To Olivia. It's a very emotional, very powerful and very heavy movie, and it was really nice to kind of see a lot more about the Roald Dahl writer and the Patricia Neal actress, and kind of exploring more storyline material that you never knew about these real life people. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give To Olivia a solid 6.5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.